genius behind Charlie Morgan's 1 million a month consultancy empire. Today, I'm going to be breaking down the exact step-by-step funnel, back-end and front-end work Charlie Morgan is doing to generate these kind of numbers. But before I get into that, let me introduce you to Charlie Morgan. He is someone that began his work as an agency owner. He owned a lead generation agency for gyms with his partner Bo. And then eventually they got to a point where they scaled it to 100K a month, and they saw during that process that there are other agencies out there who were also struggling with client acquisition, which is honestly the hardest part of running an agency, getting those clients. And so he realized that there's a huge market to be solved, a huge market that people in, a huge problem people need solved. And so he decided to create a solution around it, which is his consultancy slash course slash coaching business, where he's essentially going to be installing systems or helping people install systems of client acquisition so they can solve that problem as well. This massive pain point is what's enabling him to scale to 1 million a month, and there's other thing that's enabling him to get to that level. So today I'm just going to be breaking down exactly how he's going to be doing that. So he follows this four-step process. He gets the attention, which is the front end and the top of the funnel. He educates that attention. He then generates leads from that educated attention, and then he converts those leads into paid high-ticket clients. And these are his attention vehicles. Like I said, this is the top of funnel. This is how he's going to be gaining and engorging that attention, so then he can put them down and then eventually sell to them. So he leverages both organic and paid traffic. Organic, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. He may be doing Facebook. Like I said, I don't really look into Facebook. I don't think he's really active on there. Then he also leverages paid traffic like YouTube ads, Instagram ads, Google ads. And there could be others out there which I couldn't find. The reason why he does so much and more than most people is because one of the things he teaches is client acquisition. And so him being able to test these for himself would then enable him to teach people inside these processes and systems on what they work. Because if he understands, one of the things that's making him better than anyone else is the product. He tests everything. He tests more and more things. I think he spends a lot of money testing. And then he teaches people inside, which has enabled him to scale so much because, he walks the walks and does it for himself. So let's get in the first process, Instagram. So he's got about 45K followers on Instagram, and his main goal really is to, deliver value-driven content on his short form, really, to just gain attention, to be funneled into his YouTube system. Again, Instagram is, yes, you can convert on there, but he's mainly using it just to gorge attention, to establish authority, to put his, highlights in terms of his testimonials, because he gets a lot of results. And so every day, every week, he is uploading testimonials, video testimonials, directing people to the YouTube channel, his testimonial YouTube channel, to then watch these client interviews to see, the insane results he is achieving with his students. And so if you watch my last video, I did it on Samuel Nahi, and what they do really good, which Charlie Morgan's doing, is sparking curiosity. Unai does it by showing the lifestyle and making people think, what is this guy doing? Charlie Morgan, on the other hand, does it with testimonials. He is uploading the testimonials and he's making people think, like, what is this guy got? What is this guy selling? How is he doing this? So they both spark curiosity, and that's one of the biggest things why people go down the funnel, because you need to spark that curiosity to get people to the next stage, whether it's ads, whether it's short form and organic content. And then his bio. So first of all, he establishes authority with his, sold over 20 million online with information. He then establishes authority with, stating that he's scaled over 1,800 agencies and consultants and coaches, which again is his target market. So people who are coaches and agencies will see this guy as an authority figure. And then at the bottom is YouTube channel, which is very key to this all, because YouTube is really the heart of everything, which I'll get into soon. It's really the heart of everything. That's where you're going to build the connection with the person and what's enabling them to stand out between, from everyone else, because it's a connection and trust game. Especially as more and more people come to the space selling courses and selling all these information and solutions, those who are going to stand out are those who have that personal brand. So social proof redirects people to that YouTube to build a deeper connection with him, just to see his real authority and what's in his mind. His content strategy. So he doesn't actually really, make content. I think he used to make content in terms of like actual tips and advice of how to get this amount of appointments, how to do this, how to do that. But now it's more the mindset side of things. For example, he's doing content like, you must deserve what you want, stop chasing your goal. They're more mindset driven content, given more life advice. He avoids making content around, his actual core solutions, like I said, like appointment setting advice, but instead targets the mind, because he understands that this is the biggest, or one of the biggest problem his niche faces, and this is the first pillar that must be fixed or altered in order for everything else to work. In this course, the first thing he gets people to go through is that mindset thing. Although a lot of people think mindset, he understands, and those, understand the importance of it. And one of the biggest reasons why people like that course so much, his easy grow system kind of program, is because of that mindset part, because it really changes the game with everything else, and it makes everything else align. His back-end work of reading philosophy, like he reads a lot of books, philosophy, business, hundreds of other books, enables him to be an individual with a lot of knowledge and experience, which he then turns into assets, which he puts on his YouTube channel, which I'll get into shortly, and his short form, just giving all the advice he's picked out of these books and essentially teaching people and helping people with their lives. And he constantly, the constant reading in the back end enables him to funnel that in the front end, like I said, content, short form, long form, mainly on Instagram as well. He then also leverages stories and story highlights, like I mentioned before, to establish his authority in the marketplace. So when people go on his profile, they start looking at his results. There's never ending, essentially, never ending scroll of just results that people just click from, like, damn, this guy knows what he's saying. There's links to YouTube videos. He's got over 100 videos on his, which I'm going to show now. But essentially, he has story highlights where he directs people to YouTube, and he's got insane amounts of results, which is the most important thing. He then does weekly/daily stories where he just, uploads, recent wins, and then it links them to a testimonial video. So this is his channel, his YouTube channel, which is for testimonials. He's got over 116 videos of just client interviews of people who've entered this program and have achieved results. 10K to 38K, 0 to 21K. These are very good results that people will, be surprised and be like inspired about, because it's not like, because a lot of people out there in this space, and they know it, I'm in this kind of space. They have a few results, they have a few testimonials, but it's nothing crazy, and it just gives them the leverage to teach it. But he has so much that is just undeniable proof. And going through and watching these YouTube videos in depth, 50 minutes long, 40 minutes long, is a huge motivator and huge contributor to conversion. But under each video, he then obviously has a CTA, which directs him to the YouTube channel to his website, where there's two offers. He's got the Easy Grow, which is his program, and then he's also got this Mastermind, which is his higher ticket, kind of event meeting link up kind of thing. But yeah, that's it. That is his kind of funnel. Like I said, directs him to YouTube mainly from the bio. He then, gets them to this page, which I'm going to get more about when I get in the YouTube section. But like I said, he doesn't do content based on, helping them solve their solutions in terms of appointment centers, but it's more mindset, stuff like that. And honestly, this shift in content drastically increased his business, which I'll get to very, very, very shortly. But then, essentially, they get to his YouTube channel now, which I'm going to get to after I go through the YouTube section and then, follow through the funnel, just so it's more seamless and I don't repeat myself. But now the YouTube part. So he's got 153K subscribers, which is a lot, and this has been a huge increase over the last few months because of his shift in content, which I'm going to go into. But his goal here is to establish authority, deliver value and trust with his audience. This is where, when they're watching 1 hour long videos, when they're watching 2 hour long videos, they're building this relationship with him. They're seeing him for what he is, his intelligence, his knowledge, that he can actually solve their problems. So he essentially leverages a short form just to spark that initial, like I said, bit of curiosity. And then the YouTube is where they are going to be converted and really build that real trust with them, and what he's going to leverage to also use as, a part for YouTube ads. But yeah, like his descriptions, it's always the same. It's always, I hate case study funnels and being pitched as much as you do. He understands his audience very well. He understands that his audience knows about these funnels and they're always going through these funnels. And so he builds that kind of trust and relatability. And then he kind of, links them to his sales page, where he's going to essentially try, book a appointment with them. So his description, like I said, he understands his, audience very well, and he understands that they know these funnels. These are business owners; they're not, B2C. So people in this space very much are aware of funnels and stuff like that. So he's building that relatability and trust, and that's very important. You need to understand your audience very well, where they are, because you could be in a B2C market, and some of the things that happen B2C won't work in B2B because of this, just because of knowledge-wise, stuff like that. So he understands his audience very well. So his content strategy. So he used to create content, as you can see here, very, very solution-based. He's actually solving their solutions, like in terms of 29 steps to 833K, SMMA, Iman Ghatzi's type of stuff, SMA Monk Mode Masterclass, easiest path to 800, a month. He essentially was really making dial-in ones where he actually helps his audience with, strategies and content based around that. But then he decided to make a shift. Instead of doing that kind of content, he started leveraging, like I said, his knowledge from books and mentors and experience to make mainly videos on mindset and money, and a combination of them too, specifically leveraging the whiteboard. As soon as he leveraged the whiteboard technique, as many of you, or the type of video, he really exploded. As you can see here, these are the first few whiteboard videos he did. He was averaging, I think, 20, 30K, maybe a bit less views. And then as soon as he switched, he started getting 288K, 45K, 70K, 200 over K, 150K. And he was able to go from, 40K, I think, followers, subscribers, to 150K subs, because this is a different type of content. This is all flashy and everyone sees this before, it's everywhere and everyone's kind of replicating themselves. But then going back a notch, going back to the Sam Ovens kind of era, and just like, because that's where he, his mentor, and he took inspiration from, just kind of changed up the kind of environment, you could say, and just the way value is delivered. And the type of value is delivered is very, very, very high. Not anyone can sit there and just do that, which makes it harder to do. Like, a lot of people can teach the top stuff here, but here is much, much harder. And, that's why his content does so well, because it's very unique and you're not seeing it anywhere else because of the knowledge he has. So I do recommend watching his videos. Okay, and then YouTube channel for student interviews. Like I said, and I showed you earlier, he's got over 100 videos on his student interview kind of YouTube channel, where he's just, I think his CMO is just, and him as well, is interviewing individuals that have succeeded very well into the program, and then distributing it on YouTube. And when people see it, it's just a no-brainer. You cannot question his authority or what he does, his product, because there's so much testimonial, so much social proof. And that is the main thing of this all. In the info space, I'm making a video about the funnel, what he's doing, but honestly, it all comes down to product. You need to have the best product in the marketplace. Charlie understood this, and he worked on it for many months, a year, thousands of hours he's put into it to make the best product in the marketplace, and now he's reaping the rewards of it. He could have had a different funnel and it would have done the same, because he understood that it all comes down to that one very principle, the product. And then it gets to the YouTube part. So this is kind of how it looks. So obviously, I showed you very mindset kind of based stuff. Under each video, it has that exact same, bio. It says, I hate funnels, because he's building that trust, because he knows them, and they know, they all know this kind of thing, and these funnels that everyone gets put through, and then he, directs them to his essential funnel. And this is exactly how it looks like. So first of all, he calls them out, saying agency owners, coaches, and consultants. This is who he's working for. And when people are that and they see that, then they're going to continue reading. He then has the dream outcome, which is you're one step away from learning how you can fill your pipeline with 30 to 100 qualified appointments every single month, which is the dream outcome. And then he has a guarantee, which is if you don't get clients, we don't get paid, as we work on a pay and results basis, which is the risk reversal. So this thing here is the offer. It all comes down to the offer. Offer has many variables within it. Dream outcome, risk reversal, boom. He doesn't have any other attributes to it, like a unique mechanism or anything like that. He already has it quite simple. And then watch the video. So his video and VSL structures, it's a very short video, but this is kind of how it goes with it. Builds honesty. He actually says this is a sales funnel. You and I are both marketers, and, they know that, this funnel is used for them to schedule appointment. He's building it. He's not like lying or going beating around the bush, like being, you have to understand your audience very well. If you're pitching to other agency owners who do this kind of stuff, why not just be trust, why not just not say that and be, it's just a different type of beginning and hook, you could say. Building that relatability and trust, you could say. And then he introduces himself, his business, his authority, how much he makes, what he does, who he helps, etc. He then states their mission, and that is essentially, he understands, okay, his audience, why are they doing this? Well, it's to achieve time, location, financial freedom. That's the real reason. They're not solving client acquisition for nothing. They're doing it for those 3 attributes: to be financially free, to work wherever and whenever they want, to work on their own time kind of line. And then he has a guarantee. He usually reiterates his guarantee quite a lot through his VSLs, which we're going to go through, and it's a very big part of why he's able to scale to 1 million a month. So he says he works on a pay results basis. If you don't pay, it won't work they won't get paid, essentially. So the only way he actually makes money is if his, people that come in make money. And he is so confident about his product because he worked on it for so long that essentially he can actually, have that guarantee. I'm not sure exactly about the terms of the guarantee because it's probably got conditions on it. Maybe it's to show proof that you took everything. I'm not exactly sure about the conditions on the guarantee because all I know is the guarantee is very, very good. And then social proof. He then states his Trustpilot reviews, got a lot of Trustpilot reviews. I think he's got 4.8, 4.9 reviews on Trustpilot. And he's also mentioning that his refund rate is 0.2%, which is very, very low, especially for these higher ticket offers. And then again, he reiterates the guarantee and makes it really sound undeniable. The fact that he will not make money if they do not make money. It's in his best interest for them to actually win and succeed. And then he builds a relatability aspect once again. He says, he shows people's results again, and he says everyone that achieved these results were on this page, 3 to 12 months ago. And the action they took was just to book this no pressure demo where you can just talk to us about, your problems, and we'll get to see if you're a good fit for this. Like I said, literally there's no downside for doing it. And these guys who achieved all these results, they were on this page, they were in your situation, and just booked the call and took action. And at the end, he builds trust. Like I said, it's literally not a proper sales call or anything like that. It's, leave your card at home. He's mentioning no pressure to buy. Just explore your problems, see if you can be helped. You don't have to buy. There's no pressure. It's just a demo. So this funnel is really just to, a 2-step close, discovery, and then he'll probably close another call. I'm not exactly sure his close and go. I don't know if it's 1 call close, because he's very big on 1 call closes. But yeah, maybe it's a bit of both. But yeah, essentially he makes it like a no-brainer reason for them to book a call because there's nothing to lose anyway. And he again goes through it here. So this is an incentivization mechanism where he just says what they're going to learn. They're going to learn how to book appointments. They're going to learn, client delivering, scaling, and sales mastery. If they book a call, it's a free call. Again, he's incentivizing them by saying what they're going to learn on that. And then he handles objections just through some of his copy. You don't need any special marketing background to follow our breakthrough program. You don't need, internet geek. You don't need to be a computer whiz. You don't have to be a genius at all. Makes it sound very simple. All you need to do is have, the mindset to the desire to actually succeed with the guarantee in place. Then he has a social proof. Like I said, he's got tons of social proof, more than this. He just wants to really establish that, he walks the walk. Again, the Trustpilot, the social proof. He then value stacks of everything that's going to be included, which is quite a lot. He then reiterates his guarantee, which is, guaranteed ROI and paid clients, because, it's a very good guarantee, and, it's very enticing for his ICP to actually learn about. And then he CTAs people to book a call with him, where they will then book a call, answer through some questions, and then they'll be redirected to a sales page, a post-booking page, where essentially he will be going through this structure. He congratulates them. He tells them there are 4 things they need to do before the call. First of all, he wants to reduce no-shows as much as possible. So he says, don't ghost us, respect our time. If you can't make the call, just let us know through the email reschedule. He then says, number 2, have all your decision makers on the call, because he actually wants to close them there. He doesn't want to go beat around the bush. You need to have decision makers, or, it's just not going to work well, is it? It's not going to work at all. He then says to focus, to be in a quiet place. You need to be in a quiet place where you can actually be devoted to the call, because you have to be serious about this and actually want to solve your problems. And then social proof. He then mentions that he'll send, just to look at the social proof, the client results, go look at his YouTube, look at his Trustpilot. And then he's going to be sending them results through YouTube to even more establish that. Like, he wants to make sure that this product, in their eyes, is the thing that's going to solve them, because it's solved them for so many other people that's, been into his funnel and been into his product. And then, he obviously shows social proof in his introduction about himself, etc., which is nothing huge. And then he has a pre-call sales asset, which is essentially when you book a call with him, that he's going to direct you to an unlisted YouTube video where, again, it's mainly on social proof. He wants to make it as much as possible undeniable that he is the guy that's going to solve their problems. He wants to paint this picture in their mind that I can be one of these. And it's not just one or two people, it is hundreds of people that he's been able to do it for. And so when people hop on a call knowing hundreds of people has been able to achieve such a result, they will shortly too. Great. Let me go back up. I won't go to the end because it all kind of connects. So now let's go X. Let's go to Twitter before I get to the sales call part. Twitter. So the goal here really is it's an extra form of monetization, extra form of attention, extra form of just acquisition, you could say. Like I said, he's someone that wants to be everywhere and test every sort because then he can teach people inside that very vehicle. So he's on Twitter. And so, especially as agency owners and stuff like that and business people there, a lot of them are on Twitter. So he understands that. And so he's positioned himself in there just so he can put his offer and his face into as many people as possible and to funnel them into the DM and YouTube is what he uses Twitter for most. So bio, so he establishes authority by stating, he's made over 20 million online, doesn't really mention anything about agencies or coaches or consultants who he helps, or anything like that. It's very simple, one-liner, and then it has the YouTube connected to it, which again, that's, people are going to click that and build trust, relatability, and like him on there. And then he directs them to YouTube, like I just mentioned. Content strategy. So he posts short pieces of advice and quotes really on his, like for example, subtraction grants permission to addition. Hard times don't last, only our emotional perceptions of them do. So it's nothing value-based, like most of them, one type of content is just his advice, what he's thinking on that day, just to build that connection. It's actually him, saying these things and you can reply to them. Again, building that connection on another level because that's how Twitter is. He also has CTA posts, so he also funnels people into the DM, essentially giving something for free, so then he can convert that DM conversation into a booked appointment, which I'll get into here. So if this will zoom in. There we go. So here's an example. So, boy, I have something good to show you. I'm about to save you thousands of dollars, hundreds of hours, and a lot of energy. Say goodbye to your blank calendar and empty bank account. I've just found unlimited method to consistently sign in 2 to 4 dream clients per week, which is, the dream outcome people want. No more time wasted on sales calls, only perfect prospects. See a lot of people get on sales calls of unqualified people. Again, another dream outcome example. And this has been, gatekeep for too long. I'm going to finally pull back the curtain. So, this is looking very new. And a lot of these people here trust Charlie because he has built authority, and the fact he's saying that, there must be something crazy. And then he gives them a CTA to like, comment, and DM him clients, and it's yours. And then when people do that, he essentially gives them, I believe this is just one of the videos inside his course, Imperium. I think at the time it was called Imperium. Before it was Easy Grow, it's called Imperium Acquisition or something along those lines. And he just essentially sends them a video of something in his course. And then in the DM, he's going to be conversating with them and going through a DM process to eventually book them, appointments. Like I said, over here is essentially the part or an example. Those who follow him, this is when I followed him, he sent me a video, which essentially was saying, hey, introduces himself. He was just mentioning that he's got something he's got something that could help me solve my problems. And he doesn't want to pitch here because, he just, doesn't want to pitch it here for a certain reason. I can't quite remember. And then he just asked permission. This video really is just to ask permission to pitch. He's not, he just wants us to have the answer. He doesn't want to be intrusive, very nice and just, saying he's got something that can help us solve our problems, whatever, for him it's agency, and, appointment booking, and then just, asking for permission. And I said, sure. And, from there he'll start we'll try and set the appointments through there. But yeah, again, Twitter, direct, they all as you can see, they all go to the YouTube part. Like I did, I explained the funnel, most of the funnel, which I'm going to finish off later down the video. But all this organic traffic, they all tie to his YouTube channel. YouTube channel is a massive pillar for all of this. It interconnects everything, ensuring that it actually works together. And now let's look at paid acquisition. let's look at YouTube ads. YouTube ads is a big ad, kind of is a big, part of what he does, as YouTube's huge for him, and then leveraging, ads on that platform is making him quite a lot of money. And he works with, I think, someone called Brian Moncada, who's very good at YouTube ads, and I believe he's the number one sought out ad agency, ad.com, ad something.com, adspend.com, I believe they are. And he runs Charlie Morgan's ads. So if you're someone that, wants to scale of ads, I think, he works with the biggest people in the space. So shout out adspend.com. Yeah, so his goal. So his goal really for all his ads are the same. The initial goal is to spark curiosity, enough curiosity to the point where the watcher will want to go ahead and go through the funnel. The design of ads isn't to convert, it's to generate that curiosity to then take the step to enter in his funnel, which is where they will be converted and appointments will be booked. So description, I'm not going to get into that. So I'm just going to go straight into the ad structure and how his videos are. And this is just one of the examples. So hook, he says, now tell me how sick are you from opening your calendar to find empty spaces that look like this. And he shows example, of just an empty calendar. If you're sick, let me know. Let me show you how you can book hundreds of appointments every single month with dream clients, so you can sign up to 20 new clients in the next 6 months. And the best part is, if you don't sign 20 clients and if you work with us, I will personally refund you all your money and transfer you $5,000. If that sounds exciting, then hear me out. This is the irresistible guarantee offer, really. Signing 20 clients, in the worst case scenario, they net $5,000 if it doesn't work. This is huge. Like I said, one of the main things, there's two main things that's enabling him to actually scale to 1 million a month. One of it is the product. The other thing is the guarantee. And I'm going to go through the others towards the end of the video, which is key to everything. And the guarantee is huge because listening to that, it's insane. Social proof. So then he goes for the social proof. He wants to, show them that he walks the walk, and then shows them, testimonials, shows them his sales reps calendars. He's got 5 to 7 full calendars, full with his sales reps. And then he's got this new idea, like, I want to put this is a unique kind of thing. And he says, he's got unique methods for appointment booking that he can, fully book 4 to 5 sales reps, and shows the proof on that. And then he says who this is for, and he says this is for you if you're an agent, owner, coach, or consultant, to make sure those who enter it, those who are qualified. And then he has a CTA that he wants to explain how it works, and to watch the 10-minute video where they're going to get the value and see how that works itself. And then they are directed to the funnel. I'm going to explain the other two ads as well, because like I said, it goes through the exact same kind of free training funnel, you could say. So the organic content goes to the YouTube in the end, like usually a big part of it, and then the paid goes through this free training kind of funnel, you could say. So YouTube ads, huge that he leverages. He also leverages Instagram ads. So again, it's the same as the other. The initial goal of these ads is not to convert, it's to spark enough curiosity so they can take the next step in the funnel. And then the end goal, when they're in the funnel and they watch the VSL and they go through the copy of the page, is to then convert. So he's got loads of types of ads, and just a description, just to give you an example of one of the captions, I believe, of an ad. He calls them out at the start. He then says, where's your next, big client going to come from? Best yet, where are your next 10 clients coming from? I'm going to be completely honest with you. If you don't answer that precisely in a split second, then the reality is you do not know. You do not know because you haven't yet to master and systemize client acquisition into your business. And I know this because I've, to this date, worked with over 2,000 agency owners over the past 5 years, again, establishing authority and social proof. This right here is the difference between the ones consistently growing and scaling their business and those who spin their wheels. The ones that have a business that facilitates their dream outcome versus the ones that find themselves chained to a desk, taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Then he introduced himself. My name is Charlie Morgan. I'm the founder and CEO of Imperium Acquisition. And to put this plain as possible, again, he's kind of calling out who he's working for, with agencies, owners, consultants, quiet acquisition, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to make this video too long. I just want it to be valuable. He then kind of has the no-brainer offer, which is, the guarantee of the 100 qualified appointments, signed 20 height. Because what he's guaranteeing is not appointments, it's clients. And the reason why he's doing it, because he's not just solving, appointment booking and full calendars. It's about actually signing them, and which is why his product is very good, because he actually teaches people how to close. So he's guaranteeing not the appointments, he's guaranteeing the clients. So very, very good no-brainer offer there. And then he gets down to the part where he goes for the social proof, 4.8 Trustpilot reviews, how many people have he served, and then the CTA to then click the link to watch how they can do it themselves. And then the ad structure itself. So he tests loads of hooks or different hooks at the beginning, because with ads, the most important element, really, and one of the biggest elements to these, is the start, because if you don't have a good hook, people can scroll and be gone. So testing different hooks and the same sort of like outline of the ad, just the hooks can be huge, and that's what he's testing. So for example, he is testing this: I've scaled my company to 1 million a month in cash using this exact client acquisition framework. Boom. And he's got another one which says, I have worked with more than 2,000 agency owners, coaches, and consultants on a weekly basis, and the ones that take the cake, the ones that make the most money, have the most freedom, get the biggest level of profits, and the most clients are the ones who have completely dialed in client acquisition system. And the hook, it goes to a Loom recording. So he has different hooks, and then they all kind of go to this Loom recording, which goes like this. He quickly introduces himself. Hey, it's Charlie Morgan. He establishes authority, saying he's owns an 8-figure company. He then says who they help, agency owners, coaches, consultants, systemize and scale their client acquisition channels. And then he states a no-brainer offer. He will help them sign 20 new clients in the next 180 days. And if he doesn't, he will work with them for free. Oh no, that's not the guarantee. He will refund them and wire them $5,000 for wasting their time. When people hear that, they're saying, oh my God, that's crazy. It's a very good offer, like I said a few times in this video. But then he shows social proof, which is, how he's helped over 2,000 agency owners, shows evidence just to build that trust. He shows their very low refund rate of 0.4%, which is a slightly older video. This is, I think it's either 0.2% now, which I stated earlier, because that's a newer one. So it was 0.4%, which is still very low. Then he scrolls his testimonials, and because he's got a testimonial page, which he leverages, and he just shows all the testimonials on there. Again, just to build that trust and build that authority that he's the one that's going to be the one to solve their problems and their struggles. And then he established the authority once again, saying he himself, because you have to walk the walk, he's essentially testing these for himself and then teaching them to others. He books an average 1K to 1.5K per month, and then he shows the stacked sales reps kind of calendars. And then he has without objection section, which is you don't have to spend a fortune ads or spam your niche of copy and paste templates. You don't have to hire an army of appointment setters or use bait and switch offers. None of that. Again, this is a lot of things they are doing, and so he understands his audience very well, and so he's able to say without objection, because he's done the market research and he understands them intimately, and he's probably done them himself. Therefore, is quite key for this. And then he has a CTA, which is click the link below to watch the 9-minute video where he walked them through the entire process, incentivize them, saying, that's a curiosity. Okay, let me see what this process is. Let me see what value I can get from this. And then again, he reiterates his social proof to show, and if you're still not convinced, he says this name achieved this result in Y time and a few others. And then he goes into a school community and shows his recent wins inside of people that's inside of there. And then, well, it's not a school community, it's his high ticket product, which he hosts on school. And then his no-brainer offer. So he says, sign 20 high ticket clients in full in 180 days for the guarantee. He just reiterates it again because he understands how good that is, and he understands that his product is so good he can actually have that in place. And then at the end, CTA to book a call if this interests them. Again, then they are redirected to a free trading funnel with an opt-in page, which I'll get to after the last piece of ads. So also there's Google Ads, which is the first kind of ones I've seen, leveraging Google Ads. I don't know how well it does, or, if it's something he's testing just for that purpose. But again, it's really to spark the curiosity when people see it, and then eventually get to a point where people book a call with him when they go through that funnel. But ads are, like I said, sparking that curiosity to take the step. The title, as you can see, Charlie Morgan Client Acquisition Training. There is Charlie Morgan, which is the authority. People see him as an authority figure, and so they know him. And then Client Acquisition Training, there's a training, which is the value that's going to be provided. He then in the sub headline says get 20 high ticket clients guaranteed. So again, this is a no-brainer offer, and it's going to even spark more that interest to click the link and see what he has to offer. And then they entered into this free training funnel. So he has the call out at the top, agency owners, coaches, and consultants. He then has the no-brainer offers, how you can fill your pipeline of 100 plus qualified appointments every single month, which is the dream outcome. And obviously it's guaranteed, which is huge. And then there's the opt-in where you put your name and email, and then you can essentially then he establishes social proof of his subscribers, his case studies, a link to his Trustpilot. And then they're redirected to the book a call page, where essentially again it's the order form and it's the call outs, and then it's the dream outcome guarantee, and then the essentially long form, I think it's 9-10 minute video going through essentially the value part and the free training, why people opt in for. And a lot of these free options, I'm going to be completely honest with you, they don't really give you a lot of value. It's really a selling mechanism, go through a few things, but they never really go through the in-depth training or anything like that. It's really just to get your opt-in, of course, provide some value, and then get a book call with going through a proven structure that gets to the prospect's mind and gets them into that state of emotion to take that action and book a call. But this is kind of how he does it. He has the hook, which is for full transparency. This is a sales funnel designed to sell you something. Like the other one he has, like I said, he understands his audience well. He understands people know these funnels and they do them themselves. So the fact that he's just being honest with it, and the first one being honest, is like he really understands that kind of space. Then he sets the agenda and his irresistible offer. He then sets, he incentivizes people to sit there and watch the whole video. So the next 10 minutes, I'm going to go through how you can sign 20 new high-ticket clients for your agency, coaching, or consultancy business in the next 100 days, guaranteed. And if you don't, we will give you a full refund plus £5,000 out of our own pocket. People are going to be sat there, notes out. That statement alone is crazy. And then he introduces himself, states his authority, what he owns, Imperium Acquisition, stuff like that. And then he shows the social proof. Again, the never-ending social proof. He really wants to inject the fact that he's the one that's going to solve their problems. He's the authority figure. He is the guy that's been able to do it for the most people. And then he reiterates how good his offer is. It's all paid results, which means that if you don't sign 20 clients, they don't get paid. That is how much confidence he has in his product, that he has that guarantee in place. Then again, he has the without X objection. Like I said, he understands his audience intimately, he understands what they've tried before, and so he leverages that in his VSL. He says, these results are possible without having to spend money on ads, without having to spamming your niche with copy-paste templates, using ancient old methods everyone else uses, selling your soul to the content level, manual graph, repetitive and boring tasks, e.g. cold email, hiring an army of appointment setters. These are all things that his ICP, ideal customers, are doing, which they don't really want to be doing. And he's saying that they don't actually have to be doing that to get the result, which is, again, sparking more interest to continue watching the video. And then he has a differentiation kind of section where he says, you're not buying a course or program, you're buying systems. Systems, if they don't work, they don't get paid for. He doesn't want to be viewed someone that's selling a course or anything along those lines. It's systems. They're systems that he did in his old business and his current business now, which he's going to help people place inside their own. Again, differentiates himself from the other people out there that's doing it. Just that little factor. And then social proof, again, he shows social proof. He's very big on that. And then it wasn't always like this story phase. He goes through the story phase, just really going back to his backstory, and he follows this real story kind of structure. So he goes from the rock bottom section where he says he was struggling, he tried everything, he nearly gave up because he tried everything. Then he goes to the epiphany, that part of realization. He then realized that he didn't actually try everything and discovered the secret of client acquisition. And then the dream state, which is, he went from rock bottom, he had that realization. Now he's at this part where he's living in Palm Beach and stuff like that. But he specifically says with these secrets, he went from nothing to 500K a month. And so a lot of people watching that, they're going to be at that stage, maybe they're up here nearly giving up, not knowing what to do. Usually people that buy coaches and course programs aren't complete beginners. They're those who've been in it for a while and they're just struggling, and they're at the point of that pain where they want to pay to solve that problem ASAP. And so that's what he goes through. And then he, again, reiterates the no-brainer offer. And then he drowns them in social proof. And then he points to the dream outcome that if you use this, the system you have, predictable and consistent flow of appointment, you get multiple channels of booking your calls, more results with less work, people who are fit coming to you, financial location and time freedom, automated systems that run without you, the ability to work on your business, not in it. He goes through the dream outcome, what his audience truly desires, and that's what they can achieve with the systems that he can install into their businesses. He then reiterates the no-brainer offer once again. The worst case scenario, if it doesn't work, they net $5,000, they make profit. If it doesn't work, which is sick, like I said, it's a crazy offer, and it's key. And then he says, gives them a reason to take action. So he says you have to take action now. You're still early. This approach is still unknown for most agency owners, coaches, and consultants. Making sure it's not telling them it's not too late or anything. It's still early to get into it. And then he gets them to book a call, which is, will be the best decision that they will make for their company, because it will completely change the trajectory and allow them to get to their dream state. So that's really how it works. And as you can see, was he actually given a lot of training on how to do it? No, it's more just going through a procedure of showing and drowning in social proof, his, case studies, his story, and, what it is, the systems that he in places. It's not really, learning how you can do that at all, is it? But that's how these funnels work. And then he, incentivize people to book a call, which is the call to action, and then they go through the process when they fill everything in, collects phone numbers, which is key because they can follow up with. He asks their monthly revenue. He wants people to actually have the money and they are, qualified, because it is a $10,000 program. I believe it's very, very high ticket. And yeah, he goes through that process, and then when they book a call, they are then sent to the thank you page, which I went through already. And then obviously the pre-sale asset, which I went through already as well. So as you can see, it all connects together. He does organic content, which all funnels into that YouTube system, which is the heart of it all. And then he has paid traffic, which leads to a free training funnel where they book a call. And it's a different VSL to the first one, but it's also similar in many different ways. But when they book a call, they are then redirected to the same thank you page, where they are then, sent the pre-call VSL asset, which is just, again, hammering with testimonials and results. After that, now it's about the sales calls. So he has a team of 5 to 8 closers, I believe, where they follow a proven sales script that likely converts at 20 to 30% KPIs, honestly, especially for a 10K offer. And then he has guarantee, obviously. He's probably getting a sales rep to reiterate the guarantee, saying if they don't sign the 20 high-ticket clients for the agency, coaching, or consultancy business in the next 180 days, they, will get a full refund plus the $5,000. So leveraging just in sales calls is huge for him. And offers, like I said, this is Easy Grow. So Easy Grow is his program, and he hosts it inside the school. There's coaching calls every day. He has hundreds of hours of course content on mindset, tens of channels. I think it's 11 channels of client acquisition, service delivery. Like I said, he promises people, not just booked appointments, but closes. So he also teaches sales calls, but service delivery is something he doesn't really pitch, but he does that as well because he wants the best product on the marketplace for agencies. So a complete beginner can go in there and be successful. They can learn everything all in one in there as well. He has coaching calls, which is every day, different types of coaching calls. Mindset stuff, sales calls, going over sales calls and stuff like that. And I believe Charlie Morgan also takes once a week calls as well. They've got cold calling calls, outbound calls, loomless, I think that's one of their outbound techniques. They've got calls on everything, and they've got it every single day because, if you're spending 10K, there should be calls every day. He wants to make sure that they are getting the help that, they need. And then the mastermind event. So this is for his high ticket. Most, people get upsold from here, successful students, but essentially as a high ticket kind of inner circle, but masterminds that he does where he just goes through processes and just answers people questions and just goes through that structure, which I'm not going to get really into today. But yeah, that is, this is the exact funnel that he's been able to use to go to $1 million a month. Now, my personal thoughts on the variables, the biggest variables that's enabling him to scale to 1 million a month. First of all, the product. The most important thing is actually having the best product in the marketplace. When people create courses, create solutions in the info space, they might spend a month on it, 2 months max, maybe even a week, but he spends months and he continually works on it all the time to ensure the product is the best in the marketplace. So the product is first. Then the guarantee, he guarantees 20 high ticket deals in 180 days, or they don't pay, or they get a full refund and 5k net. That guarantee is huge to spark people's curiosity on what the product is, to book a call and find out, and eventually just buy because of the guarantee. And then the multiple channels of acquisition. He's leveraging Twitter, Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, organic content of YouTube, Instagram. Just he's leveraging many channels of client acquisition, and that's what he should do because of the fact that he teaches people how to acquire clients. So he should be testing those, which he does. He then has social proof, a lot of social proof. He probably has the most social proof in the information period. I've seen myself loads of courses, loads of different information out there, and honestly, the one that has the most case study is probably this program. The Imperium, Easy Grow program has the most results by far. I do think that I've seen. You see him on sales pages, like maybe 5-6 results there, but he has hundreds of them, hundreds of videos as well. Actually going for student interviews, which could be an hour long, which is crazy. So social proof is huge, and then the personal brand. This is where they're going to build trust and actually, relatability and get that attention. People are building trust with him. That personal brand, when he started it, is being key to everything, because trying to sell 10k product to someone without having a personal brand and doing it all cold is much harder than the fact that he has a personal brand. So these are the key aspects that enable him to scale to 1 million a month. And so if you're someone that actually wants to go ahead and you have a course or you want to scale to these numbers, focus on the product, get as best as you can, think of a guarantee that will make it a no-brainer. Make sure, because the social proof goes off the product. So if the product is so good, the social proof will come with it. And then obviously have a personal brand. If you want to sell information, you really should have a personal brand in this day and age, realistically. But yeah, like that's my personal thoughts on exactly what he's doing to be putting those numbers. And yeah, if you like this video, just like this, like the video, maybe give me a sub if you liked it enough, like me enough. But yeah, like hopefully you got a lot of value of this, and you can see the genius behind Charlie Morgan's 1 million a month consultancy empire, and you can start implementing some of this for yourself. Or if you work with someone that has information, start implementing this for themselves. But yeah, hopefully you got a lot of value, and have a nice rest of the day. Take care. See you for the next one.